if you follow the exact steps in this video, you're going to be successful. It's called the CashPT Runway. These are the 5 things you need to have to start seeing patients and generating cash revenue right away. You have to have a license to practice physical therapy. You need to be licensed in the state where your patient resides. Number 2, you need liability insurance. There's a lot of places to get it. Don't hem and haw too much. American Professional Agency, HPSO. There's like CM and F. It doesn't really matter. Get a quote from all of them. Find out who's the least expensive and do it. Just don't spend too much time on it. You need a place to treat patients, whether that's in your home, at the gym, at their home, at their gym, or you rent a space or sublease a space. The number one thing that I want you to know about this is do not give a percentage. Do not agree to a percentage of what you charge for rent. There's 2 problems with that. One is like, oh, well, now maybe if you're in a gym, you're paying for referrals. Okay. There's that ethical piece and whatever. Like you can use that as an excuse to tell the person, like if they insist on a percentage, you can say, look, no, I'm going to do a flat fee. But really what you don't want to do is you don't want to give someone else a percentage of your business. So let's say you're renting in a gym, you're charging $75 an hour and you agree to, let's say 30%, right? Let's make it easy, $25. And you're like, oh, that's not so bad. I make $50. You know, at the hospital, I was making $45 an hour. The space cost me $25. I've got $50. I'm up $5. Great. This is fun. And then you realize that, okay, there's not enough money to move from your job to this. Then you come coach with me and I'm like, you raise your rates. And then all of a sudden you're giving away 20 or 30% of what you collect. And you're like, well, if I charge $150, now I have to give them $50 a visit. And now the rent is doubled. Don't do that. That's the number one trap most people get into. So just agree to a flat fee. Something fair is $20 to $30. $40 a visit. I mean, if you're charging $250 a visit, $40 is not that bad. But then you don't do that for every visit in perpetuity. You need to have a cap. So if you want to reduce your risk, you're going to say something like, hey, look, I'm going to pay you $25 per hour that I use the space up to, 10 hours a week. And then I'm going to pay you a flat fee of $250 a week, and which is $1,000 a month, which is pretty high for a 1 room, depending on where you live. Like you might be able to get like a 1 small room like I'm standing in right now that's big enough, 12 by 12 with access to a gym. Maybe you can rent that for $500 a month. Just don't be scared to make the commitment, because you're probably scared of making the commitment to renting a space for $500, $1,000 a month or even $2,000 a month because you don't know how to charge enough for physical therapy. And we'll get to that in a minute. So just be aware of that. That's the number one place people trap themselves. You need a payment system, something like GoCard Connect, or maybe it's built into your EMR. Don't worry about the fees. If you're worried about the fees of taking credit cards, you're not charging enough. It's plain and simple. It's a cost of doing business. Find one, set it up, and just be done with it. I've got in the CashPT Blueprint, we've got a whole training on this, and you can go through and use the people that we've been using. It's great. The GoCard Connect, you can ask me for the link. You get a bundle of free things, or not. But just get one. You need to be able to accept credit cards. It's one of my pet peeves when someone's like, we don't accept American Express. The reason they don't is because the fees are a little higher. Just raise your prices 50 cents. I mean, done for. Okay, 4, you need a documentation system. Something like IntakeQ. I've been using IntakeQ for 8-9 years. You go to intakeq.com/CashPT. You get a 20% off discount for the first 3 months on me because they sponsored us at PT BizCon. They've been a partner with us for a long time. They're great, but use something, even if it's Google Docs for your EMR. Like I've used Google Docs for my EMR, IntakeQ for our online intake forms and scheduling. You need a place to document. Even if you're seeing someone for wellness or training, you need to document for you, not for insurance companies. You need to document to remember what you did and what you want to do next time, and to prove that the person was in the room with you in case there's any reason that, they want to contest that. Or maybe they file a claim with not just their insurance, but with an accident, like they had a car accident or something like that. You need a documentation system. And in that, you can deliver a super bill. You can give them a super bill to file a claim on their own behalf. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. License to practice, liability insurance, space to treat, a payment system, and documentation system. Beyond that, you just need a willing patient. So the 6th thing is you need a willing patient. I go through more of the details. Like if you want to get them, you can go to cashptchecklist.com. It's got those things, and it's just a free download. You can go get it. It's got the whole checklist of how to really launch your practice. It's exactly what I used to launch my practice. And then I made it as a freebie download that we've had 5,000 people download, which is kind of crazy. It's cashptchecklist.com. So that's the CashPT Runway. You do that, like most people do that, they get my free book and they're like, well, good to go. Great.